Hello friends, welcome back to Restart UPSC. So far we have completed PYQ Solutions from 2013 to 2020, right? Now let's start with 2021. Let's go to the first question. Consider the following statements. The Governor of Reserve Bank of India is appointed by central government. Yes friends, this statement is correct as per RBI Act of 1934. Okay, RBI was established in 1935 and the Governor of RBI is there, no? The central government only appoints. Okay, now let's go to the second statement. Certain provisions in the Constitution of India give central government the right to issue directions to RBI in public interest. See here friends, central government issues directions to RBI in the public interest. Okay, but this is not present in any provision. Okay, especially in the Constitution. Right, so this statement is wrong. Okay, see, RBI is not a constitutional body, it is a statutory body. Okay, now see, let's go to the third statement. See, need not see third statement also. See here, answer is 1 and 3. Now let's go to the third statement. Governor of RBI draws his power from RBI Act. This is a correct statement, friends. Okay, now see what we have to read. We have to read about RBI. Okay, RBI Act. What is the history of RBI and how they are appointed, its members, all these things becomes very important. All these things will be there in our conventional sources, right? Whichever you are following, we'll try to read from it. Okay, now let's go to the second question. With reference to the casual workers employed in India, consider the following statements. Okay, all casual workers are entitled for employees' provident fund coverage. See, he's telling all the casual employees. Okay, see here not all the casual employees are covered. Okay, and see, this is a very vague statement. Okay, of course, in the Minimum Wages Act it is there, no? Right? They are mentioned that employee meaning is there. Okay, employee means any person who is employed for wages in any kind of work. Okay, and see here, mainly see, many people will be working. They will be working in the organized sector or unorganized sector. Few people will be self-employed. Okay, so not all casual workers, not all workers who are working for the wages, okay, they are covered under EPF. Okay, see here, if you know, first statement is wrong. Answer is 2 and 3. Very simple. Let's go to the second statement. All casual workers are entitled for regular working hours and overtime payment. Yes, this is true. This rule is under minimum wages rules. Okay, 1950. Right, the minimum wages should be there, regular working hours. Okay, and they should be paid for their overtime also. Okay, now the government can by notification specify that establishment or industry shall pay wages only through its bank account. Yes friends, this is also true. Okay, because see, whether the company is paying to the people correctly or not, how can we monitor it? Okay, so government can notify that please pay it in the bank accounts so that we can monitor them, right? And also it was notified by the central government under the Payment Wages Act of 2017. Okay, so this is also true, right? Now see, in the Shivin sir's website, there sir has given few PDFs, okay, few notes about labor laws, okay, recent amendments, all these things you can read from there. Okay, now see this point is there, no? Earlier I have said this casual workers, not all people are entitled for EPF fund, right? And there one act is there, EPF Act. Okay, and see, this act is there, no? This does not distinguish between a person employed on permanent basis or temporary basis, okay, contractual basis or casual basis, right? And also Supreme Court in its judgment, it also said that casual workers are also entitled to social security benefits, okay, like EPF funds, all is there, no? Okay, these are also should be covered for them, right? And there is one state, that is West Bengal, which also covers all the casual and temporary workmen, okay, under the EPF Act. But see, since he is telling all the casual workers, okay, this statement is somewhat very extreme, because not all people can come under this, because people, they may not know they are working under that organization. Okay, they will be working for a daily wages. Okay, just for some amount of labor adas will be there, no? So even those people maybe they will be getting the minimum wages, but they will not be getting the benefits. Okay, so for all it is very extreme statement. That's why first statement is wrong. But in general, under the Supreme Court judgments also, it is said that everyone who are working as a casual laborers or a temporary laborers, okay, they should also get the social security benefits under the EPF Act. Okay, please remember this. Coming to third question, which among the following steps is most likely to be taken at the time of economic recession? See, friends, we are facing economic recession. Means what? Growth rate is negative and we have to pull it up. So what government will do? It will increase the public expenditure, and also it will try to stimulate fiscal stimulus it will give, and also banks will be reducing the interest rates, so that money should be getting into the economy and the economic activity should start. Okay, demand should be created. Right, now let's see the options. Is telling most likely. Plus, cut in tax rates accompanied by increasing the interest rate. See, cut in tax rates increases the money supply with the people, and see, is telling increase in the interest rate. It should not be increase, it should be decrease. Okay, half of the statement is correct, because here by seeing this, sometimes we will do this statement is correct and we'll move away. Okay, but please do read the statements from end to end. Okay, I have done this type of mistake in 2024. When we are solving 2024 paper, I'll let you know. Okay, so first statement is wrong. Increase in expenditure on public projects. See here, we discussed before, right? Government try to invest in the public funds, the public expenditure. Okay, because it will create fiscal stimulus. Right, it will create employment. Money is being pumped into the economy, right? So this statement is correct. Now let's see the third statement. Increase in tax rates accompanied by reduction in interest rates. See here, interest rate decreased, but he is telling tax rates are increased. No, it should be decreased. See here, friends. Even I said many times, and people who are telling elimination techniques also, they say that whenever there are two options which are contradictory to each other, so answer will be between these two only. Okay, but see here, logically may be correct, but factually these two things are wrong. Right? So first of all, what we have to do, we have to apply our knowledge. Then we have to apply the logic. Okay, these two statements are factually wrong, so answers cannot be between these two options. Okay, please check while solving this question. Whenever you are seeing two contradictory options, maybe answer will be there between two only, most of the cases, but both statements should be factually correct. Okay, see, when both the statements are factually wrong, how can it be the answers of the question? Okay, either of one should be factually right? Okay, so keep that in mind. Sometimes two statements will be factually correct, but see, because of these words, most likely, most appropriate, right? So broader option will be the answer. Okay, so when you are applying any elimination techniques, please keep these things in mind. Okay, please don't apply directly in the first instance. First, think about the logic, think about the factualness of the statement, then apply the logic. If you don't know. Okay, no. Reduction in the expenditure on public projects. No, we have to increase the expenditure on public projects. Okay, so we got the answer, right? Now see, what are this? This is the economic cycle, right? So we have to read about this recession, growth, boom, right? And also see, most of these are things which are related to inflation targeting as well, right? So we have to read about monetary policy, fiscal policy, okay, inflation targeting, what government does, what RBI does, all these things. Okay, these are all basics of economy only. So let's read from our conventional sources. Coming to fourth question. Consider the following statements. Other things remaining unchanged. Okay, other things remaining unchanged. Market demand for a good might increase if. See, friends, what is telling? Market demand for a good, how can? Might increase. Okay. See, why market demand increases? When the good supply has reduced, and if supply is reduced, what will happen? Shortage will be created. In that way also prices will increase. Okay, so because of that market demand only, prices will increase. Or else, if the people are earning more money, so more money they will want to buy many people want to buy the same product. Supply will be then and there only. Overnight supply cannot be increased, right? So in this way also demand increases, right? Now let's see the options. Price of its substitute increase. See, price of its substitute. For example, see, brew coffee is there. Okay. What is other coffee? Nestle coffee is there. Okay. If brew coffee prices increases, okay, what people will do? People will not buy this, people will buy this. So when the price of substitute is increasing, demand for Nestle is increasing because its price is stable at that point. So this statement is correct. Now, price of its complement increases. See, friends, complementary goods for let's say sugar prices are increasing. Okay, if sugar prices are increasing, right? So people won't take brew or Nestle, right? So why to drink sugar? They'll go for green tea. Okay, they will avoid uh, taking brew or Nestle or tea anything. So that means what? If the price of complement is increasing, that means whichever, if you want to use that good, this complementary good should be there, right? So if complementary goods price is increasing, what will happen? Demand will decrease. Okay, it will not increase. Okay, now let's go to the third statement. The good is an inferior good and income of consumer increases. See here, if income of consumer increases, why he will buy inferior good? Right, so demand decreases, right? So even third statement is wrong. Okay, see here, 2, 3 should not be there. Answer is A. Now let's see here. If its price falls, here when the goods become cheaper, usually in the Great Indian Festival sale or Flipkart sale, when the iPhones or any tablets or watches, smartwatches, if their prices are reducing, people usually tend to buy them. Okay, demand will increase that way, right? So this statement is also correct. See, this is very basic question only. Let's revise these topics from our conventional sources. Okay, let's not spend time. Let's go to the other question. Okay, with reference to urban cooperative banks in India, consider the following statements. Okay, they are supervised and regulated by local boards set up by state governments. What is telling? Urban cooperative bodies are supervised by state governments. But no, friends, they are not regulated by state governments. They are regulated by both RBI and also cooperative authorities as well. Okay, so first statement is wrong. Right? No, see. They can issue equity shares and preference shares. Yes, they can issue both the shares. Right? So it is there in the Cooperative Banks Acts. Okay, the Banking Regulation Act 1949, and also the banking laws which are applicable to the cooperative societies. That one also Act is there, 1965. Right? So even that also there. Now see. They were brought under the purview of Banking Regulation Act 1949 through an amendment in 1966. Yes, this is also true, friends. Okay, these are factual questions only, nothing much to discuss about it. Okay, and also the recent 2020 also one amendment is there, banking regulation. The Parliament has approved that these cooperative banks are there now. They are brought under the direct supervision of RBI now. Okay, so the answer is 2 and 3. Now see what we have to read. We have to read about this banking sector. Okay, and the different types of banks like commercial banks, cooperative banks. There are different type of banks, right? So there will be some categorization: banking institution, non-banking institutions. So whatever there in our conventional sources, we have to read, friends. Okay. Now coming to sixth question: Indian government bond yields are influenced by which of the following? Indian bonds are there, no? What is telling? Its prices, sorry, its yields are influenced by. Okay, now see. Actions of United States Federal Reserves. Okay, see here, friends. Any central banks, okay, across the world, since we are globalized, okay, if any one country is facing any crisis, okay, since USA previously it has faced some inflationary crisis, right? So what happened? The trade between India and US, because of that capital inflows and outflows, okay, even we also got affected. Okay, even our bonds are there, no, they also got affected, right? So first statement is right. Okay, see here, if US Federation is there, okay, the federal bank is there, if it increases the interest rates, so their people will be having less amount, so the capital outflows or capital inflows to our country will get reduces. Okay, that means what? The bond prices will be increasing. Okay, because demand for the Indian bonds will fall. Okay, if the interest rates are more for the United States, people will buy there, right? So even that will also impact us. Okay, please don't think that because Indian bonds are sovereign, how can they be affected by United States? Okay, we are talking about the investor side's perspective. Okay, see, when person need to buy, no, if the demand will create, then the bond value will be increasing. Right? Now see, actions of Reserve Bank of India, of course, actions of Reserve Bank of India will definitely impact us. You see, increase in the interest rates, monetary policy. We are playing with these things only. Okay, government we play with the securities like fiscal policy, and RBI play with the monetary policy. Okay, they will be impacting this bond yields, right? Now, inflation and short-term interest rates. Here, they are directly linked to the yields of bonds. Okay, high inflation will be there. No, it will reduce the yield of the bonds. Right? So this is also true. Answer is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, very simple question only, friends. Okay, basic questions only is asking. Right? So we have to read our economy. Basic chapters will be there. No, we have to be thorough with that. Okay. Coming to 7th question. Consider the following: foreign currency convertible bonds. Foreign currency convertible bonds. Okay, foreign institutional investment, global depository receipts, non-resident external deposits. Okay. Which of the following can be included in foreign direct investments? Okay, see here, friends. Apart from this, non-resident external deposits, that means they are already non-residents, that means they are not in India, and they are having external deposits, that means not in our country. So definitely it will not be part of FDI, right? Now see, foreign currency, it will be there with us, right, in our forex reserves. Now see, foreign institutional investment, okay, of course, with certain conditions, maybe 10%, 20%, anything, but they are investing in our country, right? And also global depository receipts, whichever things RBI is handling, then they will also be part of our forex reserves only, right? Okay, it is an international market. We can be converting it to equity, and so it will also be considered as a FDI. Okay, so we can convert these deposit receipts into equity, or else we can use it as a deposit receipts as well. Okay, like a shares in the company, international market. Even they will also be contributing to us, correct? So the answer is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, see here, in 2021 paper, most of the cases in the economic questions, they are asking about basic things only. Okay, so let's first we will read NCERTs. Okay, then basic chapters will be there. No, we have to be thorough with the basic concepts of economy. Okay, coming to 8th question, consider the following statements. Okay, the effect of devaluation of currency is that necessarily, see, we are devaluing our currency. That means what? Our exports becomes cheaper, so there will be competitiveness in the market. But we have to, for the inputs, we have to pay more amount. Okay, in the short term, it will help us, but in the long term, our imports will be imports value will be increasing. So it will be what? It will be leading to the current deficit also, trade balance. Okay, now see, improves the competitiveness of domestic exports in the foreign markets. Yes, this statement is correct. Now only we have discussed. Increases the foreign value of domestic currency. Here we are already devaluating. That means what? How we can increase domestic value currency? Okay, it will reduce, right? So okay, second statement is wrong. So improves the trade balance. Okay, in shorter term it will improve, but not in the longer term, because when we are importing, we have to pay excess amount because our currency has devalued. Right? So this is also wrong. Answer is 1 only. Right? See, these are also very basic question, friends. Okay, so we have to be thorough with the basic concepts of economy. Okay, coming to ninth question. Which one of the following effects of creation of black money in India has been the main cause of worry to the government of India? Okay, let's see. Diversion of resources to the purchase of real estate and investment in luxury housing. Okay, to some extent. Investments in unproductive activities and purchase of precious stones and jewelry, gold. Okay, see, they're buying these things from black money. They're buying these things from black money. Now see, large donations to political parties. Okay, see, all these things, they are effect of black money. But how they are getting black money? What is black money? Which the money which they are not showing in the accounts, that is tax accounts to the state, and they're paying very less amount, and the rest of the amount what they are doing, in order to convert them into white, they're doing these things. Okay, how they are getting black money at the first place? See, this is the cause. Loss of revenue to the state due to tax evasion. Okay, from here black money is created. From these things, now these people are buying these things. They are doing these things. They are investing in real estate. Okay, because cash transactions is possible. So they can buy gold, stones, jewelry, and they can donate to political parties. Right? So this is the main concern. Okay, simple question only. Coming to 10th question. Which one of the following is likely to be most inflationary in its effect? See here, that means the options are going to be inflationary only. We have to find which is the most inflationary one. Okay, now see. Repayment of public debt. Okay, that means government has taken loan from public and now we are repaying. That means money supply will be increasing. So in that way also inflation will be coming, right? So, okay. Borrowing from public to finance a budget deficit. We are borrowing. That means we are reducing money supply. Okay, this is somewhat good. Now, borrowing from the banks to finance budget deficit. Okay, that means of course again we are borrowing. Right? Now see, creation of new currency to finance budget deficit. See, unnecessarily we are creating new currency because of to cater this budget deficit. Unnecessary new money. Okay, so this will be the most inflationary. Right? This is called monetization of deficit. Right? Printing of new money. Productivity of the economy has not increased, but unnecessarily we have printed more money. Okay, this is most inflationary. See, very basic things only is asking. Now, what we have to do? We have to read, especially this basic NCERTs will be there. No, those things we have to read, and we have to be very thorough with the basic concepts of economy. Okay, now let's go to the 11th question. Money multiplier in an economy increases with which one of the following? See friends, we have seen the similar question. Okay, almost they have changed the wordings only, but exact question we have seen. Okay, see here, the answer is increasing the banking habits of the people. Right, same question, repeated question only. Okay, nothing much to discuss. Now let's see what is telling. Cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio. Okay, that means we have to read about this banking sector and RBI and the tools of the RBI. Right? Okay. Let's go to the 12th question. With reference to Indian economy, demand pull inflation can be caused or increased by which one of the following? So friends, he is asking about demand pull inflation. Okay, see this occurs due to increase in the aggregate demand in the economy. Okay, and what is the other thing? Cost push inflation. Okay, this happens when this occurs when there is a rise in prices of raw materials or higher taxes. Okay, now see, let's see the statements which he has given. Expansionary policies, that means we are pumping money, right? Interest rates are decreased, tax rates are decreased, so people will be having more money. So in that way, people will demand more goods, so it causes demand pull inflation. Okay, similarly, fiscal stimulus also. That means what? Government is spending on public expenditure, right? So we are pumping money into the economy, so it will also increase the aggregate demand. Now see, inflation indexing wages. See here, already wages are there, Okay, prices are increasing and we are indexing it to inflation. That means earlier if a good was at 100 rupees, now because of prices increase it became 110 rupees. Now we are doing what? We are indexing wages to inflation. So we are increasing the wages of the person to 120 rupees. So what happened? Aggregate demand will not increase. Right? Now the person is able to buy the good. Okay, but it does not create demand and pull inflation. Okay, please be careful with the concepts. Basic concepts only is asking. So third statement is wrong. Now see. 3, 3, 3. Answer is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, let's see the other things as well. Now see. Higher purchasing power. Of course, see. Because of expansionary policies, because of fiscal stimulus, because of rises of income levels. Okay, purchasing power will increase. Now, the person who was buying only 1 kg of rice, 2 kg of rice, now he will buy 3 kgs of 4 kgs of rice. Okay, in that way, the demand for the good rice has increased. Right? Now see, rises in interest rates. See here, rise in interest rate, what will happen? The money supply will decrease. Okay, demand also falls. Okay, even if you see, 5 is also there in 3 options. Okay, even if you know that 3 or 5 is not the answer, we'll get to the correct answer. Right? Okay, now see here friends, all the questions which we have seen so far in the economy section are related to basic concepts only. Okay, let's revise basic concepts. Now, with reference to India, consider the following statements. Okay, retail investors through Demat account can invest in treasury bills, Government of India, debt bonds in primary market. Yes, friends, this is correct statement. Okay, now the negotiated dealing system order matching is a government securities trading platform of RBI, Reserve Bank of India. See, basic things, basic questions only is asking. Right? What RBI does? RBI will be selling and buying the government securities. Okay. Now it has launched this system, the negotiated dealing system, order matching, in order to sell these securities only. Okay, it is an electronic trading platform operated by RBI. Right? Now, the Central Depository Services is a jointly promoted by Reserve Bank of India and Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, see here, this statement is correct only, but see, it is not promoted by RBI. Okay, it is promoted by Bombay Stock Exchange only, with several other institutions which are there, like National Stock Exchange is there. Okay, right? So this CDSL is there, no? Okay, it is promoted by Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, there is other thing also, National Securities Depository Limited, NSDL. Okay, it is jointly promoted by RBI and National Stock Exchange. Okay, but see, this is CDSL is there, no? It is promoted by mainly Bombay Stock Exchange and other financial institution holding the stakes. Okay, please remember this. NDSL I said no, NSDL sorry. NSDL I said no. This is promoted by RBI and National Stock Exchange. Okay, UPSC wanted to change these things. So third statement is wrong. Answer is 1 and 2. Okay, now see what we have to do. We have to read about this RBI and the selling and buying of the government securities, all the electronic platforms. What is the procedure of RBI follows for this? Okay, and is asking about Bombay Stock Exchange, CDSL. Okay, as I said before, NSDL, NSE. So we have to read about this bond market, money market, both the things. Okay. Now coming to 14th question. With reference to water credit, consider the following statements. Okay. It puts microfinance tools to work in the water and sanitation sector. Very basic question. Okay. Now see, there is one organization called water.org in the global, it's a global non-profit organization. Okay. It is bringing that all the people, organizations, all right into one place. Okay. For working to bring water and the world to the better sanitation and cost-effective, accessible, safe water. Okay, now see, it is they have introduced a scheme called water credit scheme. Is a solution. Okay, it is put for the microfinance tools to work in the water and sanitation sector. Okay, as I said before, it is a non-profit organization. Now see, it is a global initiative launched by launched under the aegis of World Health Organization and World Bank. No, it is a non-profit organization. Okay, please see friends, these type of statements will be there. No, usually the 90% of the cases they will be wrong only. Okay, when you are in the examination hall, if when you have counted the questions, if you are attempting only 65 to 70 questions, so please try to use this trick and increase your number of questions attempted in the exam. Okay, those who are attempted 80 to 85 questions, please try to regulate your number of questions. Okay, now coming to see here, 2 is wrong, answer is 1 and 3. Okay, now let's see the third statement also. It aims to enable poor people to meet their water needs without depending on subsidies. See friends, very basic question statement only. Right? Even if you don't know about this also, we can make these statements as correct. Okay, the main purpose is water credit is there. No, it allows people to take affordable microloans. Okay, for the access to clean water and sanitation facilities. Okay, it is a model of improving the self-reliance. Okay, sustainable financing to address the water challenges, all these things. Okay, and without depending on the external financial aids or subsidies. Okay, now let's read about this water credit. Of course, I have said a few basic points of it. Let's make notes on this. Okay, and all the other programs whichever are related to water, this way we have to make notes, friends. Okay, since he has given World Health Organization and World Bank, of course World Bank is the most favorite topic of UPSC. Either it will be asking on it or it will be throwing this World Bank in any other options. Okay, so we have to read about World Bank as well. These reports also. Right, we have seen few questions on reports published by World Bank. Right, now coming to 15th question. In India, central banks function as the lender of last resort. Usually refers to which of the following? See friends, as a lender of last resort, okay, it will be lending to the banks. Okay, first banks they try to adjust between the banks only, like call money, all these things. But if there is no sufficient liquidity, then banks will come to RBI and they will take temporary loans. Okay, to cater their temporary crisis, RBI will be funding them. Okay, now see, lending to trade and industry bodies, no. Okay, providing liquidity to the banks having a temporary crisis. This statement is correct. Right? Now see, lending to governments to finance budgetary deficits. Okay, see, RBI it will definitely lend to the government to finance budgetary deficits, but it is not it will not come under lender of last resort. Okay, usually these transactions will be happening between government and RBI. Okay, so mainly this lender of last resort is in the context of banks only. Okay, even third statement is also wrong. Okay, see here, UPSC already given this option 2 and 3. Okay, answer is only 2. See, these are basic questions only, friends. Okay, because see, so far we have seen in the economic section, all are basic questions only on the basic concepts. Right? So let's be thorough with the basics of economics. Coming to 16th question. R2 Code of Practices constitute a tool available for promoting the adoption of. See friends, this R2 is there, no? That means RR. Okay, it stands for responsible recycling. Okay, this is developed by SERI, Sustainable Electronics Recycling International. Okay, now see in the options. Environmentally responsible practices in electronics recycling industry. Directly, first option. Okay, sea selling, wetlands, okay, agriculture crops, environment impact assessments. Not all these things. Answer is A. Now what becomes important? See, of course, we have to read about this recycling part, okay, and sustainable recycling, all these things. Of course, we will be reading. But see, he's focusing on wetlands as well. Okay, see Ramsar Convention. Okay, sustainable practices in the agriculture. We have seen in 2020 paper, most of the questions were on agriculture, especially in the environment sector only. Right? And see, he's talking about environment impact assessments. Right? See, these are the keyword analysis which we have to read upon. UPSC may ask these again questions in the later part of the examinations. Okay, now let's go to the 17th question. why is there a concern about copper smelting plants? Okay, concerns about copper smelting plants. That means what? He is asking about the negative aspects of copper smelting plants, especially in the terms of environment. Now, see, let's see. They may release lethal quantities of carbon monoxide in the environment. Okay, see here friends, by looking at they may release. Okay, it is a possible statement. Okay, we may mark this question, we may mark this statement as wrong, right, but it is a wrong statement, friends. Okay, see this carbon copper smelting plants are there. No, they will not release carbon monoxide. They will release carbon dioxide. Okay, now see. So first statement is wrong. See then where carbon monoxide is released? It is released in steel industries. Okay, so please remember this, man. Please remember this. Okay, now see this carbon is there, no, which is present in the ore. Okay, it gets oxidizes, and of course first it becomes carbon monoxide, and then in the subsequent stages it will be converted to carbon dioxide only. Okay, but she is telling lethal amounts of carbon quantities of carbon monoxide. Okay, in the lesser amounts carbon monoxide is not such harmful, but in the lethal amounts means what? In the larger extent. But copper smelting industry, it will not produce carbon monoxide, it will produce carbon dioxide. We have said no, in the lethal amounts, they are released by steel industries. Okay. Okay. So what? First statement is wrong. See here, UPSC played with the basics, right? So even when I was solving this paper, okay, before making this video, even I also thought that first statement is correct. Okay. Now let's see the second and third statements. Copper slag can cause leaching of some heavy metals into the environment. Yes, see these slag, if they are not treated, okay, they get concentrated and they will be moving into the water reservoirs, groundwater reservoirs, and they will really here the heavy metals can be leached down, okay, and it will causes the toxic what anything which is toxic pollutants will be there. No, they'll be going into the groundwater and they'll get bioaccumulated in us. Okay. Now, they may release sulfur dioxide as a pollutant. Yes, friends. Copper based ores are there, no? There's some amount of sulfur is also present in them. Okay, and they're sulfur based also, most of the cases. So because of that only we are doing smelting to release. Because of smelting, what will happen? Sulfur dioxide will be releasing. Okay, so the answer is 2 and 3. Please remember, in the copper smelting plants, carbon dioxide is released, not carbon monoxide, and in the lethal quantities, carbon monoxide is released by steel industries. Okay, now coming to 18th question. With reference to furnace oil, consider the following statements. Okay, it is a product of oil refineries. Yes, very basic thing. Okay, furnace oil is the one of the cheapest fuels, okay, available for industries, and they are the mainly byproducts of petroleum refineries only. Okay, they are very dark colored. Okay, they are extracted from petroleum distillation. Okay, now see, some industries use it to generate power. Of course, some calorific value will be there, and by treating these furnace oils, right, we can use for the purpose of heat or for the purpose of power also. Okay, primarily some steam boilers will be there, no, steel power plants. Okay, these they will be using it. No, it causes sulfur emissions into the environment. See here, friends, this sulfur part is there, no, it will be present in the petroleum. Okay, all these things. Okay, in that sulfur is also released. Okay, so answer is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, this is also a very simple question only, right? Now let's read about this furnace oil. We have seen in 2020 paper some West Texas Intermediate, the crude oil they have asked, no. So UPSC is focusing on this oil refineries, okay, oil reserves, right? So let's read about these things and see. Sulfur has been asked many times. Okay, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. So we have to read about this pollutant as well. Okay, now coming to 19th question. What is blue carbon? See here, friends, Blue carbon is nothing but which is captured by oceans. Okay, that is called blue carbon. Okay, now see, carbon captured by oceans and coastal ecosystems. Okay, see, carbon dioxide is captured by oceans. Okay, trees. Let's see here, sequestered in forest, biomass, agricultural soils. Okay, of course it is there in petroleum and natural gas as well. Right? Now see, carbon present in atmosphere also it is there. But he is asking about blue carbon. Okay, very simple question. Answer is carbon captured by oceans and of course coastal ecosystems. Right? Now coming to 20th question. In the nature, which of the following is are most likely to be found surviving on the surface without soil? That means what he is asking about pioneer species. Okay, we have read now in the basics of environment. Right? So when there is no soil, we have read in the NCERT is also to be there. The lichens and mosses are the primary species which they are going to colonize them. Okay, later because of this the nutrients will be released and some plants and animals. Okay, all these things will be growing there. So these are the pioneer species. Okay, answer is 2 and 3. Very basic question, friends. Okay, now let's go to the 21st question. Which of the following is used in preparing a natural mosquito repellent? See here, friends. The answer is lemongrass. Okay, it is. I think it is there in the NCERTs. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to read about this elephant grass, lemongrass, nut grass. See here, this is Congress grass is there, no? Okay, it is nothing but this Indian National Congress is there, right? So maybe because of some economic activities. Okay, this grass is there, no? It is an invasive species. Okay, it got imported because of some economic activities during the Congress government. Okay, then it got spread in our India. So because of that, people of opposition they tried to say that this is the Congress government's mistake, and they call it as Congress grass. Okay, it is some sort of political only. Okay, and UPSC has given on this, so we have to read about this. As I have said the background of it. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Consider the following kinds of organisms. Okay, which of the above are primary producers? Now we know diatoms are primary producers. Okay, cyanobacteria are primary producers. Okay, not this pupoids or foraminifera. Right? So in the basic, this is a basic NCERT question. Right? Answer is 2 and 3. See, you basically wantedly given two statements only in the options. Okay. Even there is one question also we have seen diatoms, crustaceans. Okay, one question will be there. Maybe we have seen in the previous questions also. Okay, so PYQs are very important, friends. So from PYQs only, some or the other way, UPSC will be modifying those questions only and asking this type of questions. See, 2 marks, very simple marks we are getting here. Now, let's go to the 23rd question. Consider the following animals. Okay, to reduce the chances of being captured by predators, which of the above organisms roll up and protect their vulnerable parts? Okay, see here, friends. We know pangolin, it will be having some sort of flakes on it. Okay, it will be rolling and it gets protected from the predators. Okay, that means what? 3 should be there in the answer. So you remove these 2 options. Okay, see, these are 50-50 chances. Okay, even if you don't know about hedgehog, you can try this question to mark in the examination. This is worth of taking the chance. Okay, now see, even hedgehog is there, no? This is also, it does the same to protect it from the predators. See, sometimes we may not know about this hedgehog. Okay, so we have to take the chance. Okay, when you are attempting few questions, okay, take this type of chances. This 50-50 questions will be there, no? We have to attempt these things also, friends. Okay, or else we will not be able to attempt at least even 40-50 questions also we can't attempt. Okay, this type of risk we have to take. UPSC will push us to take the risk. Okay, we should take risk, especially in case of 50-50 chances. So here the answer is 1 and 3. Okay, Now what we have to do? We have to read about this species. Okay, very important. Its IUCN status. Okay, what are its behaviors? All these things. See, we have seen many questions on species, right? So all those things I am making a notes on it. Okay, I'll share you in the Telegram channel. Okay, even you people also try to make notes on these ones. Right? Now, let's go to the 24th question. With reference to New York Declaration on Forest, which of the following statements are correct? Okay, it was first endorsed at the United Nations Climate Summit in 2014. See, friends, by seeing the first statement and selling United Nations, all these things, we may think that this statement is wrong. Okay, yet this statement is correct. Okay, this is there. No, this summit was held in 2014. So New York Declaration was made on the forest. See, there are many declarations we have seen. Bletchley Declaration on AI. Okay, Chennai Declaration on antimicrobial resistance. Okay, so similarly there are many other declarations. We have to read about those things. Okay, UPSC is asking on these declarations. Right? Now see, New York Declaration is on forest. Please remember this. UPSC may ask a single statement questions. Okay, now it endorses a global timeline to end the loss of forests. Yes, this is also there. Okay, by 2020, this target was endorsed. Right? Now, it it is a legally binding international declaration. See, friends, when this legally binding it is there, no. Okay, these statements they are usually false. Okay, it is not a binding statement on any bodies. Okay, international bodies. Okay, and see, India is also not signatory of this. Okay, please remember this as well. Okay, so third statement is wrong. Now see, 3 is wrong. Remove these two. Now, it is endorsed by governments, big companies, and indigenous communities. Yes, this is also true, friends. It is a multi-stakeholder organization. Okay, multi-stakeholder declaration, multi-sectoral summit. Okay, which it has called all the stakeholders to protect this forest. Okay, increase the forest cover, reduce all these greenhouse emissions, right? Increase the carbon capture. Okay, carbon sink, all these things. Now see, if you do, even if you don't know the see first statement is correct or wrong, 4 should be there in the options. Right? We know 3 is wrong. Answer is 1, 2, and 4. Okay. Sometimes see before applying the logics. Okay, please read all the statements and then go to the answers. Okay, what we will do? We'll just read 1, 2, 3 statements and we'll see the options. Okay, we feel that one is wrong and we'll move on. Okay, please don't do that. Right? I've done in my previous prelims in 5 years, 5 attempts I am failed. No, so I have lots and lots of experience of these things. Okay, unnecessary things I have done in the examinations. So I don't want you people to do these mistakes. Okay, so please read all the statements point to point and then see the options all. Okay, now India was one of the signatories. No, I've said no. India is not a signatory of it. Okay, so what we'll do? We'll try to make a list of the declarations or list of the programs, protocols which are binding on the parties. Okay, if we had made the list of binding on the parties, so rest all will be not binding, right? Okay, and also we'll try to make list of India which is signatory or a founding member, all these things, and also we'll try to make a list separately which is not signatory, India which is not a signatory. Okay, see when these type of questions will come, usually when we know that India is not a signatory or it is not a legally binding, okay, usually we'll get converged to the answer easily. Okay, so I'll try to make those notes and I'll share in the Telegram channel. Right? So we got the answer. Answer is A. Now coming to 25th question, last question for this video. Magnetite particles suspected to cause neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants from which of the following? See here, friends, this magnetite is there, no? It is the mineral form of iron, friends. Okay, and usually it is present naturally and also man-made things also. See, this magnetite is also present in some pigeons. Okay, some even bats also. Okay, and because of those things only, they will be getting the directions. Okay, from the magnetic fields. Okay, and see, migrated as a pollutants. These the major sources of this migrate are especially the vehicles, okay, vehicle parts, okay, vehicle engines, all these things, okay, and also exhaust of petrol and diesel engine, right? And also these thermal power plants as well, okay, thermal power plants and any other some which are related to ore mining, these things are there, no? These power plants also, they have this migrated as a pollutants. Okay, let's see the options. Brakes of motor vehicles, yes. Engines of motor vehicles, yes. Okay, microwave stuffs within the homes, okay, usually these are made of from aluminum, okay, but usually not iron, not this magnetate, okay. See, majorly the sources of these are vehicular emissions, petroleum based fuel exhaust, right, and power plants, okay. Here power plants also, not these telephone lines. Here also copper can be used, aluminum can be used, right. So the answer is 1, 2 and 4. See friends, UPSC has given all of the above in the options as well. Okay, usually we tend to make this as a mistake. Okay, see, if you even if you don't know about microwaves, you have to know about telephone lines, right? Because here the communication we are making through the conductors, right? So there are no steel conductors or iron conductors. We use usually aluminum or copper conductors. Okay, hope you see in the LAN cables which we are using at home. There are also some sort of aluminum cables, small cables. Okay, and copper cable also will be there. Okay, not magnetic iron, no. Right? So the answer is B, friends. Okay, now see, most important chapter, pollution and pollutants. Okay, UPSC is asking more on them. Migrated particles, sulfur, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. Okay, beryllium. Even we have seen few questions on this cadmium. All these things are there. No lead, even lead on the lead also UPSC has asked questions. Okay, so especially sources of it are very important. Okay, and causes also. What does it cause? So it is telling migrated particles cause neurodegenerative problems. See, in maybe UPSC can ask this statement in the form of question. Okay, so that's it, friends. That's it for this video. The remaining questions we'll be seeing in the later videos. Okay, thanks for watching, friends. Okay, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the content. Please give your valuable feedback in the comment section. Okay, if you like the content, if you feel this are valuable, please share to your friends and family who are preparing for the competitive exam, friends. Thank you. Jai Hind.